exercises with one pointed determination. In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is compared to the continuous flow of oil, taila dharavat. Like the continuous flow of oil has got viscosity. So continuous flow, it does not break. Similarly, the continuous flow, you go on contemplating, cogitating, analyzing, and then finally you understand that this knowledge comes, and then it removes, shatters or destroys the avidya, ignorance or spiritual blindness, which is the seed of relative existence or worldliness. So like this, upa plus ni plus shad, put together, it gives the meaning of knowledge. Knowledge of what? The self, Brahman, Atman. Now this is what Shankaracharya's introduction to the commentary of Katha Upanishad, which has been translated. It is a loose translation by Ranganathanandaji in his book Message of Upanishads. How many of you have seen this book? Message of Upanishads? Published by Bharati Vidya Bhavan. Have you read it? No, it was... that is no, that is charm and power of Upanishads. One book, this size. Oh no, that is a different book. That will be there. So now we can go to our peace chant. And please also include mobile shanti. I think you have included, because I could not hear any mobile ringtone. You see, there are 3 shantis, you know, traditionally, but there is 4 shanti, because mobile also you have to put in silent mode. That is the 4th shanti. So we will now chant this. You are all experts in chanting. So somebody has acknowledged also that yes, we are experts in chanting. So please let us resonating.
Maharaj, in last class you told that there is a specific way to chant the Vedic mantra, and if we don't chant in that mantra, it may have some harmful effects also.
Did I tell that?
Those gods will get hurt.
I just funnily told.
And then, it is said generally, it may cause some harm also.
No, this harm thing is generally, I will tell you, in scriptures, generally harm or welfare, both. It is called, this is called actually, it is like marketing. See, they tell that if you don't do this, there will be harm, or they say that if you do this, something good will come. Both actually are done to propel you, to coax you into doing that. Suppose they say, if you don't do this, this harm will take place. So that is told because so that you will be afraid, mortally afraid, and you will do it. Similarly, they say that even if you chant one part of a Gita shloka, then you will get moksha or something. So that is a marketing gimmick in the modern context to inspire you to chant the shloka. But actually, even if you tell it wrongly, God knows what you are telling, so there will be no problem. I believe like that. And God, because there is one classic incident I'd love to refer. Down south in Kerala, there was a saint called Poondanam. How many of you know of him? Oh, are you from Kerala? Wonderful. So this Poondanam, he was not a great scholar, but he used to write in Malayalam, and he wrote a text which is called Krishna Karnamritam. No, that he wrote, but he also wrote something, I forget the exact name, Krishna Karnamritam, something else, not Krishna Karnamritam, something else he wrote. Jnanapana, of course, he wrote, that was more spontaneous, but he wrote something. And it is, legend says that Melpattur Bhattadri, he was also contemporary. So he was a great scholar, he wrote Narayaniyam. Now this person went with this text to Melpattur Bhattadri, and he said that you please correct this because I am not a great scholar. And he went to him and he gave it to him. So this person did not even entertain this Puntanam, because you see the scholar ego is there. He was a great saint also, this Melpattur Bhattadri, and it is said that he used to go to this Guruvayur temple, and every day morning the Guruvayur Appan or the Lord of Guruvayur, he used to give darshana to him and used to talk with him, and then only puja used to take place. So even that person had some ego, and he said, okay, you wrote something, okay, you just keep it there, I will see whenever I have time. So after some days he saw that and corrected. Then he called him and said, your creation is full of errors and it is hopeless to publish it. It will be a big crime, so don't publish it. So this person also was a great devotee. He felt so much affected. He said, if Bhattadri says, that means it is nothing, it is useless, worthless, and he was crying that what happened. I tried to offer something to God, but it is totally useless. And then he started crying. So next day when Bhattadri went to the person, he said, you see, you have written Narayaniam and it has got full of mistakes. He said, what? My Narayaniam has got full of mistakes. So Krishna, he started pointing out mistakes. Sanskrit is a wonderful language, so everybody can point out so many things. So many mistakes started coming, and so his ego was shattered. And then he said, you see, I give more regard to bhakti of Pundanam than to vibhakti. Sanskrit, this declination is called vibhakti, cases. So he said, vibhakti, I don't give importance to vibhakti, but I give more importance to bhakti. So even if you pronounce, like in the case of Valmiki, so you say Mara Mara also, it will end up being Rama Rama. So you pronounce it whatever way you want, but you can chant. That is what I was telling. We think so much about chanting the name, doing something good. You go to a disco, even the places are, names of those places are very abhorrent names, toxic, you see. Even the place is termed like that. You go to the disco, you spend so much money on worthless things, you don't even think twice. But the moment you have to give 1 rupee to a beggar, you start bringing on the big question of why there should be begging in India and all that. Big macroeconomic questions come. Why? So that is what, whenever you want to do good, the very force of evil is so much, it will not allow you to do good. You always want to do bad things, and it is very natural because water flows from top to bottom. Now you see, so there is no harm if you chant it wrongly. You chant it, try to chant it properly, and eventually it will come properly. So only thing is, please try to give as much as vocal support is possible. I think you all had a full meal today, so please try to give some. Om Sahana Bhavatu. I will tell it and you repeat. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Now we will chant it together. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Whenever you chant something or say something, it is better to know the meaning and say. So, Saha now. Now means us. Saha means both of us. Now means it is used in Sanskrit there is singular, dual and plural. There is a dual number. Unlike many other languages where there are only singular and plural number. In some European languages you have this dual. So dual is also there. So Saha now, Dvau means two. So Saha now means both of us. Who was the teacher and the disciple. This is very scientifically designed prayer to prevent further complications. So whenever a teacher is going to teach a classroom, generally the feeling of the students are, what does this fellow know, what will he teach, etc. And there are many other feelings associated with that. So to avoid all this animosity, even in ancient times they have imagined a wonderful prayer. So Saha now, both of us, Avatu. Avatu means let we be protected. May he protect. He or she, we don't know the gender of the Supreme Being, whatever, or maybe neuter gender also. Male, female or transgender, whatever, not necessary. But let the Supreme Being protect us. Avatu, protect us. Saha now, both of us, both the teacher and the student, Bhunaktu. Bhu means bhukta, from there bhukti comes, bhoga comes, all this means nourishment. The root bhu means nourishment. So, Bhunaktu, let us be nourished. Let us be nourished physically, intellectually, etc. etc. Sahaviryam, both of us, let us have vigor. So, Sahana, not like that. So, there should be some vigor, some energy, some force. So, Sahana Bhavatu, like that you say, then this person will tell, oh please, I have got lot of resonance in the audio and please come down, volume should come down, etc. That should be the condition. You should be in real trouble. So that is not happening. So you see like opera singers, they will sing, ah, and those days then there should be a glass.
If prayer is done, it will rain. How many people have this conviction? We pray and we go back.
In a room, and this one tanpura will be tuned, and it will be so perfectly tuned that all other tanpuras will start vibrating automatically. So like that it should be resonance. That is why in Taittiriya Upanishad it says that how should be the aspirant, what should be the quality of aspirants for Brahmajnana? Ashishto, Dridishto, Balishta. See, Ashishto, Dridishto, Balishta, full of physical energy, full of spiritual energy and mental energy. Ashishto, spiritual energy. Dridishto, mental, firm conviction. Balishta hai, full of physical energy. People who are going to frail, going to die, or they appear as though they are size 0. That means what? You also become 0. Not eating, anorexia. So many wonderful things are there. They get anemia and they think I am looking so beautiful. What beautiful? If little wind comes, you will be swept away. It is like Tata Nano. You know Nano. If Ashok Leyland goes by, this Nano will be shaking like this. So, that it cannot help you in spiritual life. Swami Vivekananda says, I know where the shoe pinches. He says, to do spiritual practices, you should have lot of physical energy. Physical energy does not mean eat pizza and become like this. You should be healthy, without cholesterol, triglyceride, LDL, HDL, etc., etc. So you should go to VLCC and do lot of gym exercise. So you should be healthy. And that is what he says. Playing football will take you closer to God than reading Gita. Many people wrongly, this is the often misquoted statement. Swami Vivekananda bolechen, Gita theke football khela bhalo. Constantly I am hearing this. And Swami Vivekananda has told that it is better to play football than to read Gita. Because Bengalis, you see, like football. So they have good cause to tell that. But then not that, it is not the meaning. Meaning is, by playing football you will be closer to heaven than by reading Gita. That means you should be physically strong. Ashishto dradishto balishta. Swamiji says, strength, strength, strength. That is the watchword of Upanishads. So Swamiji, I am failed in the life. I have nothing to do. My son and daughter are married off. Nobody looks after me. Okay, read Upanishads. What will she read? In Katha Upanishad we will see Jagda Dhrina, Dugdha Doha, Nirindriya. Useless. Of one great person, I will not name that person, Sri Ramakrishna told that this fellow has become saint because he has done whatever he wants. 16 kids he has produced, now nothing is going to work out. All organs have stopped functioning, so now he has become saint. In Bengali, he put it in a very rustic language, very vulgar language. So he said, so he is totally exhausted. So now he is showing great spiritual luminance, nothing. That part of the story is already finished. So after having 16 wives, why do you come to God? So Ashishto, that is why they said not Ashishto, spiritually strong. Dridishta, with firm conviction that in this very here itself, Ihaiva, in Gita it is told, Ihaiva, in here itself, in this very life, I will break this ignorance. For some people who are doing PhD, it is like, in this very life I will do PhD. Because it is never ending phenomena. So, in this very life I will create. So, work, firm resolve. So, Buddha, when he sat under that tree, Bodhi tree, he said, what? Ihasane shushyatu me shariram. He took the resolve that let this body wither away on this seat. Tvagansti mamsa, that my skin, flesh and bones, tvag, skin, asti, bones, mamsa, flesh, rudira pradiktat, let them go, all this, my blood, everything, let it be withered away. Aprapya bodhim bahujanma durlabha, bahukalpa durlabham. Before attaining that knowledge, bodhim, which is rare, even in many eras, aeons, I am not going to move from this asana. But we should also remember that before that he had done a lot of austerities. Before telling this resolve, even to have that kind of resolve, you need a lot of purification of your mind. So always thinking of Vidya Balan, this Vidya will be forgotten. Always going towards sense pleasures, this Vidya you will never get. The real Vidya. So that is why you need this. So, Viryam, Saha Viryam, Karavavahai. Now, not only that we should get, but we will strive for this together. Karavavahai, again in dual number. We will strive, we will try hard, both together. So, not like modern day gurus. I will teach in this classroom. If you want to learn actual thing, I will give you the secret question paper, come to my house, take tuition. Not like that. Both of us will sincerely strive. Karavavahai. Adhitam. And adhitam, whatever has been studied, or whatever adhyayana, that again is the root. Adhyayana means study. Adhyapana means teaching. Adhyapaka means the teacher. Adhyaya means chapter. You see, one root can create so many confusion. Adhyayana. So, Adhyayana. So, study. Adhitam. Now, what we study, Tejasvi. What we study, let it be strength giving. So, I have studied 2 hours, we listened to Katha Upanishad and fell asleep. So, that is not good study. Study will be making you strong, vibrant. Adhitam Tejasvi. Let it make us Tejasvi, strong, vibrant, vigorous, strong. Ma Vidvishavai, and it is very important. Let us not criticize each other, hate each other, cavil each other. Let there not be any animosity between. What does this teacher know? How will he teach? Let there not be there. Let there be a friendship. Let there be good feelings between us. This is very important, because unless that is there, you cannot come near. You will be repelled. Unless you come near, there cannot be any kind of communication. See, communication. Only when you come, you can have unification. So, communication. Come and unification. So, coming together. So, that is why he says, Ma Vidvi Shavahai. So, the meaning is, may he protect us both, the teacher and the taught together, by revealing knowledge. May he protect us both by vouchsafing the results of knowledge. May we attain vigor together, and let what we study be invigorating, and may we not criticize each other. May we not criticize each other. Then you have 3 Shantis, peace, 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 not pieces, peace. And Adhi Atmika, peace from yourself, your body, mind, everything should be in nice working order. And then Adhi Atmika, and Adhi Bhautika, other bhutas. Bhuta means not that ghost bhuta. Bhut, bhago bhutaya, not that bhut. Bhuta means living beings. So you are sitting, suddenly one ant starts crawling up your body. So all your focus is all on the ant. One pointed concentration. Or, famous story of a class was given an assignment, and all students were doing that assignment. And one intelligent student like me was sitting and wondering what to do. So the teacher asked, is it over? I said, yes. No, it is not fully over. The tail is remaining. Because you see, there was a lizard. It was trying to get into a hole. So the tail is remaining. So that tail is remaining now. So not that kind of one-pointed concentration, because the lizard created problem. So you should get peace from all other living beings. Adhi Bhautika. Adhi Daivika. As I told, if Indra Bhagavan, Varuna Bhagavan, all these people, recently in one of our ashramas, Vrindavan, there was a function conducted because they were opening, they created a memorial where Sri Sarada Devi, Holy Mother, stayed when she was in Vrindavan, almost more than 1 year. So that place was acquired and there a memorial has been made, etc. So in that function, what happened? Rains came. So you see, they did not give proper money to Varuna Bhagavan. Something got seriously wrong. So you should grease the palms of not only government officials, but gods also. So you have to give lot of oils. So now that oil was not given, and he poured all the downpour and everything, the program collapsed. In a great, more or less it collapsed. So that is Adi Daivika. So that also should be, that peace also should be there. And as I told, modern peace, mobile shanti, silent mode you have to put. Or better still, you put it, some people put silent mode, but that vibration is so strong. It says. And if you keep it near those mics, it will make such sound. And so, no, you switch off that vibration also. Now, we want only one vibration, Vedic vibration. So, this is the meaning of this peace chant. Are we all clear on this? No. So, are there any questions?
After today's discussion, that Buddha definitely had realized
No. He did not give, I did not tell that. What I told is, he did not give importance to Vedas. That Buddhism is called Nastika Dharma, so it does not consider Vedas as the sacrosanct, sacred thing. So for realizing your true self, you don't need to believe in Vedas. Without believing, that is what your question is, right? You don't need to believe in Vedas. This is a very scientific thing. You follow this procedure, you will attain. Anybody can attain. You don't need to have a particular belief system. You don't need to have a particular food system. You don't need to have a particular marriage system. Whatever, that is something different. You don't need also to be a human being.
How much time it will take to attain?
I don't know. And if you come to know, please tell me. I also have the same question. You see, there is an anecdote where Narada, these stories help because they give you different kind of interpretations. Narada was going and he always causes trouble. Before going also, after going also, both times, and going also. Narada comes with trouble. So Narada, Narayana, and he says Narayana, means very troublesome person. That is how Puranas put him. He is a great saint. He wrote what is called Narada Bhakti Sutras, a great treatise on Bhakti. Now Narada, he went to a place and he saw a sage meditating. And the sage asked, where are you going? He said, I am going to meet Narayana, Vishnu. So he said, please ask him when I will get moksha, liberation. And another saint also told the same thing. So then Narayana, he went to Vaikuntha, met with Vishnu, Lakshmi and all, had chat nicely, maybe ate 2 pizzas and all, we don't know. And then came back. And then this sage asked, okay, when will I get realization? Then he said, you will have to take 5 more births. So he was totally upset. He said, 5 more births? Even still I have to take 5 more births. And he was totally, annoyed. And then he went to the other sage and told that you have to take 1000 births. And that sage was so joyous. He simply jumped with joy. He said, oh, that means I will get liberation. After 1000 births, that is definite that it is certain that I will get. Or in some cases it says that he was sitting under a tree, and that people tree, and there are so many leaves, and he was told that there are so many leaves, as many leaves are there, you have to take so many births. There are different accounts of the same story. So he jumped with joy. That means it is certain that I will get. So nobody can really tell you. You have to go to Vaikuntha. Maybe, I don't know whether they need visa or something, but you have to go there.
But Swamiji, for that liberation, that Manusya Janma is a must, because Manusya Janma is facing then finding a good.
We don't know, because Gajendra Moksha, elephant also got liberation. Generally it is told, Shankaracharya says in Vivek Chodamani, Manukshatvam, Mumukshatvam, Sadhu Samsraya, but Mahapurusha Samsraya. But that is what he says. But we have sent curiosity. So if there are people in Mars, whether they will get moksha or not, another Shankaracharya has to come. Big question. Any other question? No question. I am very happy from this side. They have no question, they have no answers also.
Someone achieving moksha, then what next?
After moksha, there is no next. If there is any next, there is no moksha. That is not moksha. If there has to be something next after moksha, then it is not true moksha. Sarada Devi, she tells, very classical reply. She says, what will happen to a person who has realized God? Will he grow 2 horns? No. He will be the same, but he will know what is real. He will have that conviction, what is real. Now, you see this, I can give you a very, very ordinary, mundane example. What will happen? This is what happens with any knowledge. What happens when you know that fire burns your finger? Do you become suddenly special? Nothing happens. But you know that fire burns your finger. Exactly. So similarly, when you get moksha, what happens is your world perspective changes. You don't see variety. You start seeing unity. You know that only God is. But as far as I am concerned, because I am ignorant, I see that you also are taking pizza. I am also taking pizza. There was a Swami whose name was Tyagishanandaji. He used to be the head of Bangalore Center for a long time. And he was a very good law student. He was a gold medalist. But he took up a case, and in that case the client required that he should lie, because unless you are a liar, you are not a lawyer. And that Swami got fed up and he left that and became a monk. And he was a great scholar. He has written many books. So a devotee used to regularly go to him, and this devotee was that retired post-retirement Vedanta. So many plans are there, life insurance plans, child plan, marriage plan. So there is a post-retirement plan. So many people have post-retirement plan. All of you who think post-retirement plan, I have a strong request that if you ever go for post-retirement Vedanta, it will be only frustrating, because you will understand that these things you should have known before, long back. So Vedanta is useful only when you are in the work. Like car manual is useful when you are driving the car. Computer manual is useful. I have been telling this always. When you are using the computer, Windows for dummies. So you should be a dummy to use that window, that manual, or Bible, whatever. These things are useful only when you are using it. Otherwise it is useless. Similarly, this Bible, Quran, Gita, all these things are useful only in the thick of the moment, when you are actually heat of the moment, when you are in the life, when you are struggling hard with your children, your wife, your husband. After that it is useless, because you don't have neither the patience nor the strength to understand these things and to apply these things. Because all you can expect from your daughter-in-law is a cup of coffee, that's all, which may or may not come. Ashite, Ashiona, is it not? I don't know. Huh? So we went to coffee and Ashite Ashiona. So he went and he was thinking, generally devotees who come to our ashrama, they have a belief that they know more about spiritual life than the monks. This is the general behavior of Ramakrishna Mission devotees. Wonderful. Amra to sab jani Maharaj, amra to sab jana ache. And another, all of us. Yeah. But the exceptions are very few. Exceptions are really exceptions, not the rule. So, some people, they tend to show this closeness by calling the Swamis by their pre-monastic name. So tomorrow I take every fourth Thursday, I take a class on Bhagavata in Hindi in Gadadhara Ashrama. It's an ashrama, small ashrama, but it is located in a totally Hindi population place. So Bhawanipur. So the Swami has 30 days, every day there is a lecture in Bengali. I said, Maharaj, the locality here are not Bengalis, you are totally Bangladeshing them. So please have some Hindi program. So who can speak? Okay, I will speak. So that there, one person, I hardly know him. He says, he calls my pre-monastic name. Oh Maharaj, he wants to show to the other devotees that he is so close. I don't know him at all. And he comes and, there is another wonderful tradition. I totally don't like this tradition of asking the person to sit and everybody will do pranam, and here also it is there. But people have some sentiments for that. But I am a poor fellow, so young. People who are doing pranam are mostly double my age. So they all come do pranam, give some pranami, some offering, donation and all that. And this fellow, and his duty is self-appointed duty. Nobody told him. He will sit there and he will collect the coins and all, and then note how much was collected and all. Who cares? So anyway, and this he is trying to show how close. He said, Maharaj, in that ashrama so much problem is going on. So it was too much for me. I said, okay, so you go to the ashrama to see the problem. From one sansara, you go to another sansara. Illusion within illusion. It is like optical illusion. Already you are in this world which is an illusion. In that world again 3D, Chota Chetan, illusion. Now they say it is 7D. Are you aware of this? 7D? 7D dimension. In So they are using perfumes. Then when rain will be there, they will actually sprinkle water and all that. It is being started in that, what is that plate? Rajarhat. 7 dimension. First time in India, 7 dimension. So it is very difficult, because if there is almost all Hindi films have a rain scene. Without real bullet. So you will die. It is like that famous incident when the train was coming and this poor fellow started running. No, the dinosaur was coming, Jurassic Park, and this fellow started getting up and running. So another fellow, he told, why are you running? It is only a film. Said, Are you know and I know, but the dinosaur doesn't know. Dinosaur doesn't know that it is a film. So I have to run. Pran bachao. So like that, they have this tendency to show closeness, and they will call by. So I said, you are coming from one sansar to another sansar. Keep your mouth shut. And if you want to learn something, learn. Probably if that poor fellow in his whole lifetime, this is what he got. First time from a sadhu, that to such a junior sadhu like me. He thought that he will never. So they will tell, Maharaj, ami to jani, General Secretary Maharaj sange. So it's very dangerous to talk to devotees. Because they will go and tell, oh Maharaj, koto bhalo bolchilen. So immediately I have a call from Belur Math. Hey, what are you talking all this nonsense? So we have to be very careful talking to devotees. So this devotee also was like that. He thought that he knew all about in and out monastic life, because he used to get regular tea, breakfast in his house from his wife. So he had this comfortable feeling he knows about monastic life. And he told, what is the difference between you and me? I also take food, you also take food. I also wear clothes, you also wear clothes. I also have a house, you have a room. I have books, you have books. And in modern day context, we sometimes also have laptop, maybe a music system, so mobile. So what is the difference? You may also, this doubt would have genuinely come to you many times. What is the difference between this fellow? Why is he always on the other side? I can also give a lecture on Katha Upanishad. PowerPoint I also know. Books are available for me also, and after all I am a technology person. I can probably do better than this Swami. So what is the big deal anyway, as they say? So the Swami was asked. He said, oh, no difference. Don't worry. He was not only a scholar, he was a realized soul. So he said, no difference. There is no difference between you and me. But I think what happens, from those days there was no email. So nowadays Belur Math is very careful. They have the personal email ID also. So Narasimhananda@gmail.com they have. So suppose they want to send me an email, they will send. There are 2 ways of sending the email. Either they send it through the head of the center, or if they want to send only to me, they send it to me at Narasimhananda@gmail. Suddenly I find a headquarters. Headquarters means always something, lub-dub. Very much problem. Every organization it is like that. Headquarters means a huge fear. So this person tells like this, Tyagishanandaji says, no difference. So those days it was postcard. Maybe 5 paisa or something. Belur Math. So he said, if I get a postcard from Belur Math, dear Tyagishananda, and there is a stock language which is used, nothing to hide, I can share it with you. And even in email the same language is used. Please come to Belur Math with your bag and baggage. We operate more like the armed forces. You see? So suddenly there was a classical incident of a person who was posted to a center, and he went to Howrah station. And he got into the train. It really happened. And he got into the train, and the train was about to leave in 20 minutes. Immediately, those days were not the days of mobile. Another person was sent almost in a very haste. And he got into the train and said, Maharaj, please come, because you have been posted to a different center. So it is so dynamic. So this person, Tyagishanji said, if I get a postcard, dear Tyagishananda, come to Belur Math with your bag and baggage, I immediately take my bag and baggage and go. So I am very sure that you also will be able to do that. He didn't say that you cannot do, that is the difference. There is the difference, you see, between realized soul and the non-realized soul. He said, I am sure you can also. How can I do? I have this beautiful wife. My daughter-in-law, so nice. And son is there. So that is the difference. You are asking for the difference, that is the difference. This is the only difference between the realized and the non-realized soul. He understands the transitoriness of the whole world. There is no bondage, no attachment. Raga Dvaisha Vimukta. And if you want to know more qualities, you can go to the second chapter. What is that? Sthita Pragyasya Ka Bhasha. What is the language of Sthita Pragya? Bengali language. Is it not? Sri Ramakrishna Bengali language, Sarada Devi Bengali language, so Bengali language, or whatever language. Marathi means Marathi language. Sthita Pragyasya Ka Bhasha means that is not the meaning. Who is called Sthita Pragya? Sthita Pragya, there are two definitions. One is a naughty definition, another one is a true definition. True definition, one is established in consciousness. Pragya means consciousness. And naughty definition is who has a stagnant brain. Pragya can also mean intellect. So Sanskrit is a tricky language. Sthita means it is stagnant. So many people have the stagnant brain. After 50, your brain does not work. You suddenly become a closed system. So not like that. So Sthita Pragyasya Ka Bhasha Samadhista Keshavaha Sthitadi Kim Prabhasheta Kimasita Vrajeta Kim. How does this person stay? What does he do? How does he live? Please tell me. So then he starts. Dukkheshu Anudignamana, Sukheshu Vigataspriya, etc., etc. That goes. These are called Sthita Pragya Lakshana, the qualities of a person who is established in Brahman, who has realized his true self. So generally it is told that these are the qualities for a person who has realized the soul, but these are the spiritual practices for a person who is wanting to realize the soul. So if you want a spiritual practice, then somebody scolds you, Dukkheshu Anudignamana. Please don't get restless. Sukheshu Vigataspriya. Somebody praises you, then also don't get restless. Sukheshu Vigataspriya, no attachment. Vitaraga Bhayakrodha. And you don't have raga, attachment. You don't have anger. So all these things. And so many other things are Shitoshna, Samaloshta Kanchana. Means you have same feelings towards gold and towards iron also. Today maybe, because steel and gold are probably the same price. So, but what was, so you see, Sri Ramakrishna said, Mati Taka, and I saw Mithun Chakravarti giving a big ad, Saurav Ganguly, Mati Taka, Taka Mati, and so you should invest in this flat. Horrible interpretation. Mati Taka means what? Property is costly. That is not the interpretation. Invest money on land. But Sri Ramakrishna, what he said is that it is worthless as mud. Mati means mud, but today mud is not so more worthless. Not more worthless. And now gold, government is telling please don't buy gold because it has become very volatile. 32,000. Can you imagine? So gold. Any other question please? Basically all the Upanishads talk about the identity of Brahman and Jiva, or Paramatman and Jivatman, but some things are highlighted in some Upanishads. For example, Ishavasya Upanishad also talks about actions in the sense rituals, and it is more difficult to understand. There are different interpretations. Kena Upanishad talks about different questions of life. Prashna Upanishad is in the form of, most of the Upanishads are in the form of a dialogue. Katha Upanishad is in the form of a story. Then Chandogya Upanishad talks about different kind of upasanas. Upasanas means different kind of meditations on different levels. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad goes into further details. So these are some, every Upanishad essentially talks about the same thing, but they have different focus and in different way they bring it. So if you read study all the 10 Upanishads, you will generally have a fair idea of Vedanta. That is the idea. Any other questions? Yes, please. Please ask. No, you see, I referred to them with due respect. I have no offense to them. Disclaimers are very important. Yes. Yes.
then their spirituality comes with a price. My question is, suppose you subscribe to one of those schools and religiously practice whatever is told by that guru, will it lead to a spiritual awakening, and will it lead?
One thing I can tell you is, because I am aware of what they preach, I have listened to their talks and all, and before coming to Ramakrishna Mission, I also, as a young boy, even now I am very young, I have not become old. Sometimes I get grey hair, but that is wrong, some genetic problem. So, because I also went to some organizations in search of finding out a spiritual path. One thing I can tell is Sri Ravi Shankar or Ramdev Baba, they are not telling something new. What they are telling is same thing, Upanishads, etc. But they are marketing it and putting it in new format, etc. They have a very good marketing campaign, etc. Even the ill-famed Paramahamsa Nityananda, maybe he did not himself practice it, maybe he did not practice it. And he was in the Ramakrishna Mission, and I know him when he was in Ramakrishna Mission Chennai. He was 2 years senior to me, and then he left the order. And now he says that he was never in Ramakrishna Mission. Anyway, that's all a big story. So, he may not have practiced, but what he talks about is from the Upanishad. He does not tell anything from his own stuff, and that is why people take that. So, if you actually follow what they tell, they are not telling their own stuff. They are telling what is told in Upanishad. If you really follow, may not be exactly as they preach, then you will understand that there is something wrong in the teacher itself. Are you getting my point? Did you get my point? For example, Patanjali, Ramdev Baba teaches yoga, but what he teaches is Hatha Yoga, that is physical yoga. Patanjali talked about spiritual yoga. So if you carefully follow what Ramdev Baba teaches, you will understand that this will not lead you to, it will not take you beyond the transitory. Then automatically you will leave this and you will go. So they are all teaching correct things. If you follow that sincerely, you will go higher. You will go higher. Then another thing is, Sri Ramakrishna used to say that please do not believe a monk who wears so many malas outside, then who has that wooden sandals, khadam, and who has this, means who has got so much of show. Please, Sri Ramakrishna says that, please do not believe. And then he says, Dine dekhbe, ratre dekhbe. You should check a monk day and night and then only verify him. And Swami Vivekananda, when he was in his deathbed also, he verified whether Sri Ramakrishna is correct. So you also please do that. Don't try on me. No, that's what I told. You do these things and you do it sincerely, because if I start talking, then my language may not be very much amiable to such an audience. Then we will have to talk one-on-one conversation, because you see I have very strong views on certain schools. But there are dancing meditation, there is rock meditation. One person actually gave me a cassette. He said that this meditation is wonderful, and I was like, you know, there is also some, I forget the exact name, there are nowadays a kind of soundtracks they use. What is that name? I forget. And then something like that. So they say that it relaxes. God only knows how you get relaxation out of that. But anyway, if you follow them sincerely, you will also understand that this will not give you relaxation. You can dancing meditation. Some people do dance and they say that it is meditation. First of all, paransi khani vetrinat swayambhu. Avrita chakshuhu. You have to turn yourself inwards. If you are going to dance, it is again an external thing. Whole your body and mind is, everything is in a constant motion. How will you turn yourself? How will you come from the restless to the restful? If that does not happen, only restful we know is going to sleep. Many people say, Maharaj, I got wonderful meditation. I said, actually you got good sleep. So you try this and eventually you will go to this. Like there is what is called Sudarshana Kriya. All these things are there. I cannot say, or I will rather not say that this is greater or this is slower. Everything has got its own place, like Bhakti, Dvaita, Advaita, Vishishta Advaita. So you cannot say that Vishishta Advaita is lower than Advaita. All has got its own place. So you just sincerely follow whatever you are following. And then finally you will all reach to the same goal. That is the idea. That is what Sri Ramakrishna said. And there is a whole lot of group of people who are totally abhorrent to this idea. They say, no, all paths, all religions do not lead to the same goal. They will say, no, Hinduism is greatest. Somebody will say Christianity is greatest. Somebody will say Islam is greatest. Anyway, let us not get into that discussion. But point is, you will all attain to some higher realization by using whatever path you are. Only thing is, this path should have it. For example, following Charvaka, Bhasmi Bhutasya Dehasya Punaragamanam Kota hai. In the modern context, Osho is a Charvaka philosophy, hedonistic philosophy. I can tell that openly. They say that, okay, by sense pleasure itself you can attain God. What is that? Sex and super consciousness. So all these kind of things, which may be Swami Vivekananda's in language, we should not allow our youngsters to lay hands on these books, but they are very popular. All IT company, most of them are having a membership with Osho people. So I don't know, maybe it is easier to follow, that is why. So I don't know. And there are many misconceptions also about them. The many bad things which go around about Osho's are not true. And many good things which go around are also not true. So they are very hedonistic philosophy. Actually, their spokesperson said that there is no wrong in hedonism. Hedonism is also, hedonism means materialism, rank materialism. They say what is the wrong in sensual thing. Through sensual pleasure, you can go and attain God. So that is total rubbish. And Swamiji says, you cannot worship God and mammon. I believe this is the same language of Bible also. So it cannot be done. So whomsoever says that you can at the same time attain the material and the spiritual is totally foolish and does not know what he or she is talking. Unless you are following such a school. Otherwise you follow any other school. You follow, why people who are following Buddhism will not they attain the highest? People who are following Jainism will not, Christianity, Islam will not they attain highest. Everybody will attain the highest. But you have to follow it properly. Like Kumarila, we belong to the tradition of Kumarila Bhatta. He went to Buddhism. To quash the doctrine of Buddhists, he went to a Buddhist teacher, studied Buddhism under him for many years and called him, challenged his own guru for a debate, defeated him. And because he did Guru Ninda, he immolated himself, burnt himself. And that is where Shankaracharya goes. When he was, burning, he goes and tells that I want to have debate. You see, wrong timing. So he said, I cannot debate with you because in few seconds I will die. So you can go to my wonderful Shishya called Mandana Mishra and debate with him. And when he goes there, he sees that all the parrots also are talking scriptures. Then he said, wonderful fellow. Then this Shraddha came and that is how the whole story most of you are aware. So that is the tradition we follow. If you take up a school, take it up full dedication with complete allegiance and then follow it. Then you will reach. Definitely you will realize something.
Sincere seeker will always find sincere.
Yes. Any more questions from?
You talked about that a Sith program person, he has a certain science.
Gita says that.
But my question is, if someone he tries to imitate those signs, but
see, one incident I will tell you, it will answer your question. I understood your question, so that is why. Another incident I will tell you, but I am not comparing. There is no ground for comparison. But even before you close the question, I understood. So similar incident I remembered. There was a Swami called Swami Madhavanandaji. Many of you were aware of him. And about him, Holy Mother Sri Shraddha Devi said that he is like a tusk of an elephant plated in gold. So tusk of elephant itself is very costly, ivory. and if it is gold plated, still costly. So he was a great scholar both in English and Sanskrit, and he became a monk. So that is what. So when he became general secretary, he used to sit in his office with no paper on his table. Many people think that means no work. Actually, the efficient person has nothing on his table. Everything is cleared. And there is another person who delegates, master at delegation. Anything comes, he says, take care, and he just passes it to other people. Anyway, the table was clear, and he used to always read Kathamrita, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So some Swamis used to go to him and ask, Maharaj, this problem, tarpare bolo. Means even before hearing, he will say, okay, tell next. So these people used to think Maharaj has become old, senile, and he has no interest in our problems. Not that. He was so sharp that even before you start, he can understand. I am not claiming that, but in this case, I could understand. So the same Madhavanandaji, when he became president of the order, that is the spiritual side of Ramakrishna mission, they take only the administration is up to the general secretary, then spiritual thing. He is the head of Ramakrishna order, Mutton mission. He used to call by turns people, brahmacharis from the training center. They used to go to Swamiji to discuss their problems. So there was one person who was a brahmachari, and he went to Maharaj, and he told him, Maharaj, amar hoye geche, means I have realized Brahman. So he is imitating, that's what I am coming to. Maharaj was very happy. He said, he did like this, yes, that is what we want. We have left our home, everything, to attain God realization, Brahman. So now what is your question? I am not asking you, he asked that brahmachari. So he said, what is your question? So I said, no, amar hoye geche, means I said, yes, that is good. So 2-3 times this went on, then he asked, what is the question? But I have a small doubt. Immediately said, then it has not happened. If you have doubt, then, so that is what will happen, imitation. You see, in Tamil, how many of you know Tamil? Are you a Tamilian? Yes. My God. So you are also Tamilian. Dangerous. Kana Mailada, you know this? Aha, see, I am a scholar. Kana Mailada Kandiranda Vankodi, Tanu Madhuvaga Bhavittu, Tan Polla Siragai Viritadiyadam. Means what? You understood. So, for these two people I told. A peacock was dancing with beautiful feathers and like this. Indian national bird. Peacock was dancing. And a hen, bon murgi. This hen, forest hen, jungle hen, it saw that and thought, oh, I can also dance. So its feathers are only this size. So it also started dancing. How will that be? So like that. So if you imitate, it will be like that. It will be like imitating, like a hen imitating a peacock. It can never happen. So he said, you have a doubt, that means it has not happened. Why? Vidyante hridaya granthi, chidyante sarva samshayaha. All doubts are dispelled. There will be no doubt. This is one thing which will happen. In a split second you will know, yes, this is true. How? Some things do happen. Like you put your finger in fire and you know, yes, it burns. Then nobody needs to give you a thesis on how the burning capacity of fire, properties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not necessary. You know by experience that it burns. Sometimes in relationships also, you know that it burns. So like that, by experience, anubhava, anubhuti, that is why it's called anubhuti. Anybody has got any other question?
If somebody tries to
imitate, you cannot.
Not for cheating, to cheat other people, but to attain those states.
You can do. Anukarana, that is called anukarana. It is, then the proper word is emulate, not imitate. English word is wrong. Emulate, anukarana, following. So I see how we follow the conduct of people who are Mahapurushas, great people, we follow their conduct. That is why it is very important in parenting that parents are proper. If suppose you get a phone call and always the child sees this, I saw actually, I have told it earlier also here. The child sees that the father says that I am not in house or I am in bathroom. Most of the times you call, every time the person is in a bathroom or in a meeting. Or nowadays they have added puja. I don't know. Everybody is in puja. So much of our devotion. So they are avoiding your call. So then what happened was, one young girl, 7 years of age, I was there in their house before becoming a monk, and this girl is taking up the phone and telling, Papa, aap ghar mein hai, nahi hai? Are you there in the house or not? So like that. So the conduct of seniors, it should be worthy of emulating. Of course, that is what I told you earlier, that this Sthita Prajna Lakshana, I had already told you that this is both a spiritual practice for the non-realized and the qualities of the realized soul. Any other question? No question? At least some question, just like that you tell. How will you go back or something like that? Even that you will not ask. Okay. That is the only way to be peacefully alive. You see, sense of humor is the gift to Richard Restek is the name of a neurologist who had a series of lectures in CBS, is that called Canadian Broadcasting, something like that, and TV, and it came as a book called The Brain. And he said that humanity is endowed with two gifts. One is humor and another one is forgetfulness. So if we remembered everything, we always remember only the bad, not the good. So if we remembered everything and if we did not have sense of humor, life would have been difficult and Upanishad would have been terrific. No, terrifying in fact, horrific. Then, so like that one question you can ask. No question. Some more. Yes.
Is Tantra related to Vedanta in some way, or it is developed later?
It's developed later. Actually, Tantra, there are many misconceptions about Tantra because of Buddhism. Tantra was not there before Buddhism. So Buddhism generated Tantra, and Tantra, the original idea of Tantra is diverting or channelizing the lower tendencies of human being towards divine. Even now that is the idea. But unfortunately some people, some Western and even Indian people, they try to make Tantra more a sensual thing and try to make a license of sense pleasure. And that is why you see Tantra that and Tantra this and whole thing, they even... No, that's what. Tantra means what? Tantra actually the word means scripture. Tantra means scripture, Shastra. Tantra means something which is substratum. Tantu, like that from there it comes. Like you have a warp and woof in cloth, similarly, Tantra. So it is a basis, it's a scripture. And what does the scripture tell? It says Mahanirvana Tantra. There are so many Tantras. All the Tantras, they take you from the mundane level, from your ordinary level and take you to divine level. That is what they do. And that is why they tell that, okay, you do these practices. There are different types of practices. Heroic practices, Vedic, Devi practices, godlike practices, Veera, heroic practices. All these practices you do depending on your stage. You do, and then you attain to the highest realization. Then you go beyond your body and mind. Means taking your existing stage, using those spiritual practices, you are taken up. But unfortunately some people, particularly in the West, they have said Tantra yoga, Tantra sex and all that. This kind of rubbish they have started. So Tantra has got nothing to do with that. And if you want to really study Tantra, then you can study wonderful books written by John Woodruff or Arthur Avalon. He studied Tantra and he wrote. It was published, it used to be published by Ganesh and Company. Now many other people publish it. So the serpent power, Shakta and Shakti. There are many books. Basically, Tantra follows the duality of feminine and masculine principles of creation. That's what Shakti, Shakta, that is what they follow. And using that, they have different spiritual practices. It's a wonderful spiritual science or spiritual discipline. But unfortunately, people have tried to give a sensual thing, and that's why Tantra means something bad. It is not like that. Sri Ramakrishna practiced Tantra.
Sri Ramakrishna has given a caution, why to go through the back door.
But Tantra was not back door. He talks about Kaula. Tantra, Karta Bhaja sect. Tantra is not back door. Karta Bhaja, it has got all that kind of... Sri Ramakrishna did not practice any inferior or sensual kind of. In fact, Sri Ramakrishna's practice was different. He did not enter into any kind of physical this thing or something. Even when he had to, there is a practice where you have to take wine, he just touched it, that's all. He did not.
But I think the Bhairavi came, and at that time Ramakrishna was asked to practice something on Bhairavi.
Yeah, Bhairavi. But Bhairavi means nothing. He did not enter into any physical thing. For that you have to read Sri Ramakrishna, the great master. In Bengali, the original, Sri Ramakrishna Leela Prasango. Saradananda ji has wrote. And Saradananda, you just imagine how many of us can write a book like that. He says, nothing I have written which I have not experienced myself. He has written the biography of Sri Ramakrishna. And he says, I have not written anything which I have not experienced. That means he has experienced everything. So, most of us write how to overcome this, how to come out of tension, and if you read the book, you are into tension. Because you have not yourself understood it. Onek Swami. Same person, different names. Arthur Avalon. Same person, different names. It's like David Frawley and Vamadevacharya something. Same person, two names. So, thank you very much.